Hello everyone, welcome to Edupedia World videos. We are learning PowerPoint and my name is Neeru Verma. Topic for today's session is working with the tables. We'll discuss about the course goal as we have already learned how to insert a blank table, how to move the table and modify the tables. In this session we'll discuss about modifying the table styles, how to apply a table style, how to change the style options and to add borders. And how do we modify the table using the layout tab. So first of all we'll discuss about to apply a table style. Now we have a table here which is already inserted. You'll get the table tools in the top. You have two options available here. You have to select design tab. Click here on the design tab. Now you will get a lot of table styles here. You can click on the drop down and you will get some options here. The first one is best match for the document. The second one is the light, medium, and then moving forward we have the dark option. So you can move your mouse and you can see what option suits the document best. Let me move the table here first of all so that you will see that what are the changes in the table. You can click here. Now you can move your mouse. The first option is best match for the document. PowerPoint suggests you what are the best matches for the document. So you can, with the help of the mouse, you can browse and see that these are the best options available for the document. Now you have the other options also, the light, medium and dark. So you can select any of the option that suits best. So this is how from the design tab you can select the table design. Now the second option we have is to change the table style options. And now select the table again. Click on the design tab here. Now these are the table style options available. The group name is table style options. You have few options available here, like we have checked header row right now. Once you remove the check mark, then you won't get a separate or a distinguished header row. You will get like the same type of rows in the table. If you place a check mark here on the header row, it's going to make a change in the header and the remaining rows. Then again total rows. Total row means the last row. We have selected the total row also now. If you remove a check mark here from the front of the total row, then the last row is also the same as the previous row we have. Now as you can see the header row, it's not having any column, like it's a kind of single row here. This is because we have selected this kind of table style here. If you select some other kind of table style, then you may not get the kind of the row. Yeah. Okay, so if we select this kind of table, the medium style too, you can see that the top row that is also showing you the different columns. So the depending upon the style that you choose for your document. Now if you are going to choose the table style option, you will get the different options available. Like you want to highlight the total rows here, select this, and whatever information you have that would be summed up here, or like this is a way how you want to represent the data. Now banded rows. Once you click here, you will get the kind of bands here. The first band, then the other row would be light, the third would be the alternative arrangement. Then the first column, you select this and the first column would be highlighted. Then you have the last column, select this and the last column is highlighted. Then we have the banded columns. The same way as we are getting the banded rows, we can get the banded columns also. This is the first band, then the second one and the third. Let's remove the banded rows from here. Now you can make a difference. This is how the banded column looks like. So this is how you can change the table style options. Now next is to add borders to a table. Now select the table. Now click on the design tab again. You have some options available here. Draw borders. Now you can choose the pen style. Then we have pen weight and pen color. These three options are available here. You can select any of the option, like let's say we are selecting this dotted line. The thickness we want to, I'm increasing the thickness right now so that you can see that what like you can observe the changes which has been happening in the table. Now select blue color, the pen color. We have selected all these three options. Now click on the borders here, select this, and now let's say if we select all borders, this is how the border is applied on the cell. Let's select the table once again. Okay, we have selected this. Now try to, yeah, now you can see that the border that we have selected, it's been applied in this way. Draw borders. Now it depends on you that what is the option you are looking for. Let's say diagonal down border, then in this way. Let's remove all border here, or the diagonal up border. Remove this also. Diagonal up border. So depending on the requirement, the outside border, inside border, or all border, what option you want to look for, you can select that. First of all, you have the options available here, the color you want to select, then what would be the pen thickness or the pen weight and the pen style. So after selecting this, click on the border, and accordingly the border would be created for your table. This is how we can apply the borders. Okay, the next we have is modify a table using the layout tab. Now select this table, select the layout tab. So now we'll study about this entire ribbon, the layout ribbon, that what are the options available that we can apply on the table. You have selected the table, you have clicked on the layout tab. Now we have, okay, let me place a cursor somewhere. I have selected this. Now once you click on select, it give you the option. Do you want to select the column, do you want to select the row, or select the table? If you select column, the first column would be selected for making any kind of change. Let me place a cursor here. Now suppose if I want to select the row, click on select row. The middle row would be selected then. Yeah, now accordingly you can make the changes. This is only for the selection purpose. Now you have already studied about the rows and column, this particular group, that how to insert the rows, how below and left and right, column insertion and the row insertion you have already studied about. Then we have the option to delete that also. You can delete the column, row, or you can delete the entire table also. We have the option available merge cell and the split cell. Currently for merging the cell you need to select two cells. I have placed my cursor here. With the help of the shift and arrow key, I have selected two cells here. After this I can click on merge cell, and now see what happened, that it has become a single cell now. This is not showing you the two cells now. So we have merged this particular cell. Now suppose if you want to split this, place a cursor here, click on split cell. Number of columns you want to create and number of rows, it would ask you. Click on OK. So we have selected two columns and one row. So this is how it's back to the previous setting again. So this is how the merge cell and split cell work. Now moving forward, talking about the cell size, place your cursor anywhere. Now it's going to increase the height and width. Now let's say, yeah, This is how the height of the cell is increasing. There is a minimum limit also for decreasing the size. Okay, 1.02 centimeter. This is the minimum size. You cannot make it smaller than 1.02. Now talking about the width, let's increase the width. Okay. Now we have two options available, distribute row and distribute column. Now you can see in this table the three columns that are not of the same size means the column width is not same. So let's suppose if you click on distribute column, the column would be arranged themselves in a where you can see them in a equal proportion. Click on the distribute column. Select the table first and click on distribute column. You have seen that both the lines that have come closer. Now the three equal partitions are created in the table. Now let's say if we have the height, let's increase the height for one particular row, right? Rest of the rows that are equal in the height. So now what you can do is click here and click on distribute row. The table size that would remain the same, however the row size they are going to rearrange themselves and will give you a equal proportionate view for a table. So this is how this column works, cell size. Now talking about the alignment, whatever text you have written here in the particular table, you have the alignments for that also. This is the left alignment, then the middle alignment or the right alignment. This is how the text moves. Then talking about the cell align top is already selected right now. Let's say we are going to select top align bottom. Now you can see that how the word that came to the bottom of the cell. Then we have in the middle center vertically. So this is how. Now talking about the text direction, you have already written some text here. Now by selecting this option, you can make some changes in the text. Like does that have to be placed in a normal manner, or do we want to rotate it to the 90 degrees or upside down? Like what are the options we want to apply on the text direction? You click on the more option and from here you can find a lot many options like 3D rotation, 3D format, glow and soften the edges. So you have got the lot of options available here. Click on close. Now cell margins, you have written some kind of data but you want to provide some cell margin so that the data would look very clean. So you have the options available like how much cell margin you want to leave, from the top, from the bottom, wide, narrow or none. So this is how the cell margin works. Then we have the table size option. You have selected this. Now you have the height and weight option available. You can see that as I am decreasing the height, the table on the slide that is also getting shorter. Now this is about the table size group. Talking about the arrange option, these are the options available when you have multiple groups. Bring forward, bring in the front. Let me place a cursor here. Bring the selected object forward one level to the front of the objects. Then we have second, send backward, send the selected object back one level or to the back of the all objects. Selection pane, this is the selection pane that you can see here, where you can see the title and what is written on the slides. Then aligning, align left, right, center, top, middle, bottom, distribute horizontally. So you can select this option as well. If you talk about the group, we don't have multiple objects available here, that's why I'm not able to select the group option. then you can click on rotate. That is for the objects, that how many objects are there in your slide. If you have multiple objects placed on one or the other, one on other, so in that case it would become very difficult. So these are the all options available in the layout tab. Then you talk about the design. We have already studied that. We have studied about the table style option, table styles, border, shading and effect. Yeah, you have these options available also, like shading. Suppose let's select this option, click on setting. So this is how you can apply the shading. If you talk about the effect, click here and you have what kind of effect you want to looking for. Suppose this. Let me select the entire table first. So this is how it show you the shadows and other things. Alright, so we have covered almost all the options. If we talk about both these design and the layout tab. Let me repeat that once again. Under the design you have the table style options. We have already learned that by selecting a particular option, what are the changes that's gonna happen in a table. Then we have discussed about the table styles also, and shading, border and effects too. If you select this table, suppose, and you want to add some effect here, some 3D effect, shadow effect, cell bevel, if you want to show them as in this way also, the table can be represented. So effect, border and shading too. Then this is the word art style, the information or the text written on these buttons, you can say now, or in the cells. If you want to apply some kind of quick style word art, you can select that. The text would be written in a particular way here. Then the draw border. These are the options we have already seen. You can make the changes here, and after that you can click on the borders. Then we have the option draw table and the eraser. Eraser to erase the option. So this is how we are removing the grid lines. So now let's discuss about the layout group as well. We have studied about the select option, that do you want to select the column or the row, how do you want to select it. Then this is the option view grid line. If you click on this, the lines, you can see a very minor effect here. You have to observe it very deeply. Click here, the grid lines are off now. Click once again, the grid lines appeared. Then we have discussed about delete option also, that how do you have to delete the row, column or cell or the entire table. We have discussed about the rows and columns, that how to insert the new rows and the new columns here. Then we have discussed about the mail, merge and split cell options as well. Cell size too, that how you can change the cell size. Then alignment, the table size, what would be the height, weight of the table. Then this arrange group, this is for the objects. We have already studied about object, that how to combine the two objects together. And bring forward is the option to bring a particular object in the front. And send backward, if you want to send a particular object on the back side. Then we have studied about the selection pane. You can click here and then you can click on the selection pane. Selection and the visibility, shape on the size, the title, this is the title. You can see all the options, the contents which are there on the slide, you can see that here. Now click on the layout, and you can see that we have the align option also here. Align the edges of the multiple selected objects. You can also center them or distribute them evenly across the page. Actually, the entire group, this arrange group, this is for the multiple objects. If you have multiple tables, or if you have more than one object here on the slide, then how you can bring a particular object in the forward, how you can send that backward. Then you can see the selection pane for checking all the objects which are there on the slide. Then alignment, that how do you want to align it in the center, right, top, middle. You want to distribute that horizontally and vertically. So in this way we can select the required option. So that is it. I guess we have discussed about all the options in the design and the layout tab. That was about working with the tables. Thanks everyone. Thank you for watching Ajupedia World videos.